Well, welcome again back into my garage guitar workshop. I got a project going back on the bench here. I'm going to take you over there. Bear with me and I'll show you what's going on. Stand by. Well, here we go. This is going to be a fun project. I got it started a little bit here. I have a Les Paul Professional. Looks like it was, I believe it was a 59 reissue. I got everything stripped off it. All the hardware is removed, front and back, so you can see what's going on here. And this one here, I'm going to be doing a complete refinishing job on it. So this is going to be kind of an exciting one. The other thing I'm going to be doing on this guitar is I'm going to be taking out the circuit board. The pots for the volume and tone control were on one of the Gibson circuit boards, and also up here we had that stupid G-force tuner system that they put on some of these Les Pauls. And in this case here, we're gonna get rid of all that junk. We're gonna put in regular wiring job, get rid of the circuit board for the pots. We're gonna put regular tuners, good tuners on there, and get rid of that G-force tuner. And at the same time, like I said, it's going to be a totally refinishing this whole guitar. I'm going to be doing everything, the body, the neck, actually the headstock here. I'm probably going to take it back down to solid wood as well, just bare solid wood. Redoing the decals on it, spraying it. So this is going to be a long project. This is one of those projects that's going to take a while to do. I'm just going to work it in slowly as I have time. So you'll be seeing these videos coming along probably in stages over the next little while. And if you're interested in seeing a complete guitar, basic, you know, everything. I mean, all electronics, all wiring, everything new paint job, everything. Well, this will be the video you'll want to pay attention to. And it's probably going to be a fairly extensive video. I can see this thing going well over an hour to show all the things that have to happen here. So, like I say, if you're interested, then stay tuned, and we'll see what's going on in the next one. I'll be finishing up the rest of the sanding. I still got some sanding to do. You can see around the neck area. I still got a little bit of sanding to do in here. I still got all the sides to do. It's still the old paint on there. I just roughed up the neck to see what kind of wood's underneath. Looks like it's good. All nice wood. So should finish up real nice. Anyway, keep in touch, keep watching for the videos, and we'll see you soon. Well, good day there. Still got some stripping to do on this guitar. So still got the sides to do, the neck to do, the headstock to do, etc., etc. So what we're going to be doing today, I moved outside here, put in the back here. That way the smell of stuff don't get to you, the dust, it's easier, it's not so hard on you, although I wear a mask. What I'm going to be using is this stuff here, which is a paint stripper. I buy that right from Canadian Tire. And it's a gel, so when you put that on, it stays in one spot, doesn't run all over the place, it's easier to control. So I'm going to be working through stripping that guitar today, and we'll see how that goes, so stay tuned. Yeah, so basically the process is going to be just to put some of this goo on here, that remaining paint that's left, and then we're just going to use a brush it in there, the right spot, and let it sit for a few minutes. And hopefully, after that sits in there, need some in here, a little bit in there. Let that sit for a few minutes and see what happens. So we'll check this in a few minutes, and hopefully that little bit of paint that's left in there, hopefully that all comes off. You can start to see the process here as I start applying this this stripper on the side here. So put it on fairly liberally like that, and let it soak in for a little bit. And then, like I say, I'm finding, you know, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then try removing the paint. So that's kind of the process I'm following right now, doing a little bit at a time. Over and out. Well, after about an hour or so, hour and a half of cleaning, scraping, and everything else, we're getting to the point where got a lot of the old paint off of this guitar. So I'm just at the point now where I'm cleaning up the neck as best I can. Soon going to be able to start sanding this down. A little bit more work to do on it, but it's coming. So stay tuned. We'll see what it looks like after I get it all sanded and cleaned up. So lots of fun. Yeah, we'll call this the truck tailgate session, I guess, eh, guys? Have fun. Well, progress is coming along just fine. So you can see kind of what's going on here. I've pretty well done most of the rough sanding. That's actually a mark in the wood there, which is going to be covered up with stain anyway, so that won't really matter. But I got a little cleanup work to do in here by hand. A little bit in the seam here to do by hand. But overall, for the most part, a little bit on each side of the neck to do by hand. And then after that's done, going to be into finer and finer sanding. So right now I'm taking this down with 120 on an orbital sander, like this guy that you see right here, and running all over it. And that's got everything done, the paint stripped, whatnot. So now I've got probably about 4 hours of hand sanding to do, I would say. I'll take it to 200, I'll take it to 400, I'll take it up to 600. And I'll see where it is after all that's done. Get it up to about 600 as far as the grit on the sandpaper is concerned. A few little marks in the wood here. These little black marks are actually right in the wood. There's one up here on this side. Like I say, there's a little one here, a little one there, and there's a little one here, and there's a little one up on here. But there's nothing I can do because I've sanded down quite a bit, and that is right inside the wood. So depending on what I do with the stain, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking maybe if I do a burst on this, then pretty well all those marks, for the most part, are going to be covered up. You won't really see them. If I do a dark burst on the outside edges, that'll cover it. Yeah, so going to be interesting. I'm not going to bore you with my hours and hours of sanding. I'll just keep it up and I'll show you the final product after all the sanding has been done. Over and out. Talk to you later. Well, guitar repair fans, we got the Les Paul back here on the workbench. Brought it in from outside after all the rough and heavy sanding was done to keep the dust out of here. It was a nice enough day outside, so that helped. However, I just wanted to show you just a few things we're going to be doing on this guitar. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see, hopefully you can see, the fret wear that's just starting here. This fret, this fret, this fret, that one, and at this point on nothing more. So it looks like the first 5 frets I'm gonna re-level and crown and polish. So that's part of the job, just so you know that's gonna be done. And as I mentioned outside, you can see the little bit of hand sanding I've got to do just around the neck area. Didn't want to get in a heavy sander ruining this neck. A little bit here. I got, let me turn it around here. I got the back done, so you can see it looks pretty good. And the neck's pretty well done. Again, I'm going to be hand sanding all of this, and as I mentioned, yeah, I did this at, I believe, 120 on the orbital sander, and I'll be going up to 300, 400, 600, I guess, and see how nice I can get that. And then we're going to be putting some stain on and letting that dry, and then we're going to be refinishing it. So there is a lot of work left on this guy. The other thing I just wanted to mention, while I was at it, I took the profile of this neck down as well. What I've got is, you know, now a real slimline neck in here, which is going to be a lot faster. And probably I'm going to be putting on a satin finish on that neck portion, you know, to also help speed things up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. You'll enjoy this one. Well, we've got the majority of the sanding done. The last sanding I did on this guy, I used 400, so you can kind of get a good idea what it's looking like now with the sanding pretty well done. I'm going to have one more sanding, hand sanding for sure. Take it down to 600. And I thinking I may do one more after that. I might do a, you know, 1,000 or 1,200 as well. Final maybe sand on it, just to make sure. After that's done, the next thing is going to be putting on the color. I'm just looking, just to identify here that in the wood itself, there's some black marks here. And I noticed that even when I sand down, those go right down into the wood grain itself. So there's no way, these aren't marks made by, you know, something. These black marks, there's 3 or 4 of them there. They're right in the wood itself. So I'm thinking in most cases, because I'm going to be doing probably a black stain to start with, and then sand down in the middle, probably in this area here, around, that's going to be the burst, and it's going to be dark in here, and then lightening up as you get toward the center. So I'm thinking in most cases, those black marks are probably going to be hidden by the dark stain. So I'm not sure on the back if I'm going to leave it all black. I'm thinking I will. I think I'll just leave it black. And I've got a knot in here right in the wood in the neck. That's not a mark that I made, that's right in the wood, but it's smooth. So I'm probably going to leave the dark black gray stain in here, heavy, to cover that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a burst on the back or not. I'm going to wait to see. I may end up doing a front and back burst on both front and back sides of the guitar. And the other thing I could do here is I could do dark to about in here, and then I could do like a little burst, lighter here and then dark. But I'm going to have to try to make sure I cover that blemish in the wood. So other than that, I'm not going to bore you with my hand sanding through an 800 or 1,000 or 1,200 grit sanding, because that's just going over it again till you get it baby smooth. But the next video I'm going to be doing is the sanding will be all done, and I'll be actually putting on the burst. So if you want to see that being done, come on back and keep watching this video. Over and out.